Uh, Adam here. Next episode. This is the review of the Stranglers live at Hampton Court Palace. This was the third time I had seen them this year, and the 223rd time in total. Um, they're in Lisbon tonight. I'm not there tonight. I decided to stay in and watch England play. These castle venues seem to be um, like the future of what they might do more of in the future, because that's 2 in 2 years now. But I saw them in Lincoln Castle last year, and now this castle uh, this year. It's sort of like it's very different. It's like you can see all the backdrop and the lights are all flashing. It's almost like it could be used for a film. All the band um, sounded great. Um, the only trouble is with the seats. Not a lot of people will sit in their seats. They all just sort of stand up. I didn't really find my seat. I just sort of like hung around and I just sort of like moved towards the left hand side of the stage. Some people I know, but they came into Walks on Black like they always do. And the first song they played was "Toiler on the Sea" from the 1978 Black and White album. Everybody loves this for JJ's rumbling bass intro, and his bass sounded as good as it ever did, and looked like he was having a good time up there. They all looked like they were having a good time up there, but JJ looked like he was in his element, and Baz sounded as crisp as he ever did. And it's one of the sort of better intros now. I decided to go in a different format than I usually do with the CD. Up next was this is the German import of the single Duchess. My favourite single from the band. I wouldn't have this as like a opening song of the set. It doesn't really sit in the opening of. But I always have it towards the middle or the encore. But in the last couple of years, it's sort of like been almost an opener, like in the first two. I mean, it's really good in the smaller venues in Europe, because when Jim's behind the kit, he just like really does give it some welly. So we went from Duchess. Um, After Duchess, they did the first single that they ever released, Grip, Get a Grip on Yourself. To me, the keyboard intro sounds like it's the keyboard uh, intro from the actual song. Every time I hear it, I first heard it in Lincoln last year, and it does sound like it's the intro keyboard from the song, not played live, which is good. But the set's fully underway when Grip sort of like goes on. I'll just put that there. Up next, this makes a return to the set, as it was. I do believe they dropped it in November, but it makes a return nice and sleazy. The routine where Baz and JJ get together and move closer towards the stage is like the photo opportunity of the set. But I've noticed they've kind of organised it a bit differently in the last year or so. They just sort of like go together, and they're not as they're not as close. They're sort of a bit separate, but maybe it's a bigger stage. Um, Up next we go. This was a change. Well, it wasn't. It was a change to the last set we saw in Glasgow. We had the title song from the Raven, track two. So the top four Stranglers songs to the fans are "Down in the Sewer," "The Raven," um, "Genetics," and Toiler on the Sea. And in the first 5 songs of this concert, we've had 2 of them already. After this one, it's sort of like they're still playing Relentless. Baz is more into this one than any one of them. It's a really good performance for him. Toby's actually really good on this one on the keyboard. And Jim really enjoys playing this one. It just goes down well, really nice. I mean, I would like to see a few different songs from this album. I would like to see maybe She's Slipping Away. I think they've ever played that live, or Barbara. That would be a really good one to hear. I don't think they played that one live, or Anything Can Happen. That's my favourite song on Sweet 16. I don't think they've ever played that one either. But after that one, it was Skin Deep. Skin Deep's made a return to the set. This is the Spanish version of it, I do believe. Yeah, Skin Deep was up next. And this is for like you can tell like a cross section of the audience like know this one. It's like this was more popular with like more normal people, I guess, who didn't go for punk, because it's very different from punk. It's got like brass section, so it's like it's got the synthesizer section that sounds like brass. It's got the jet black bongos at the beginning. It's more pop, but it's a brilliant single. Baz does a good job of it live as well. Skin Deep. So up next from Skin Deep, we had the first single they ever wrote in 1974, "Strange Little Girl." For anybody who doesn't know, that's Jet Black's daughter on the front cover. Charlotte, I do believe. There in a couple of times. And yes, at the end of the song, they do incorporate the cymbal ding, which is a mandatory part of the set. I always enjoy JJ's bass line quite a lot in this song. It seems like a simple bass line, but yet an effective bass line. It's always good to watch him play Skin Deep. And this is the part where the set's embedded now, and people are ready for something that they know. And I suppose for 2,600 of the 3,000 people, this will be the most second song on everybody's mind. Always the Sun. And it was pretty sunny that day, actually. It's sort of like it's just like it's not over here or whatever. We've seen it so many times, but you know you're going to get it, especially in the festivals, and it goes by fairly quickly. I mean, but it's just like the casual fans. This one's more for the casual fans. They love it over the sort of like the half fans. But then they go to the latest offering, Dark Matters. I would say this song had the best production of all, really, because Baz comes out and he plays the acoustic guitar intro, and sort of like he plays it through a loop machine, and then he takes his guitar intro off, and then gives his guitar back to the stage deck and puts his Telecaster guitar, and you can still hear it, but it's Breathe. The last track on the latest album, Dark Matters, I think everybody sort of has a lot of production work done on this. Like JJ's bass is elevated more higher. He gets sort of like the bass soloing part in the midsection. Toby seems to be really into it, and they all seem to be into it. And it's just a production for this one, I think. I mean, I would like to see No Man's Land and If Something's Gonna Kill Me at some point. I mean, those are the two that come to mind, particularly. But then, after we've had the most present times, we go back we go back to 1978 and we go to 5 minutes, and this is JJ. He always enjoys this one, and unlike the second night of Glasgow where he messed up the bass intro to 5 minutes, he didn't for this one, and it's like he knew it all along, and all is forgiven, and I think he knew about it himself. I enjoyed this one live, and then this is the next hit where everything goes quiet. Like we're trying to generate a bit of atmosphere. I suppose it's the third most well-known hit, and then JJ walks to the front of the stage, and he plays the three notes that everybody knows, and it's time for Peaches. Again, I always like Peaches live. I mean, I never tire of this one or Duchess, really. And then 5 minutes will be next, but it's like I always like it when they do show Peaches, which they dropped it for a while. It made a reappearance in 2004, and it's been a mainstay since. And then, of course, you can't go to a Stranglers concert without hearing the biggest one of all. This is what everybody, all the casual people go for. This is what everybody goes for. It's what's known as the toilet break for the diehards. But these days you can't afford to have a toilet break because it's sort of like nearly £10 a pint now, so you can't have that much to drink to go to the toilet. With Golden Brown up next. Now we got those over. Now it's time one for the Die Hard, and the Toby Hampton tribute to the late Dave Greenfield, of which he does an immense job on. And of this, I don't know where to watch this one, but I always tend to find myself watching JJ on the bass. This is one of my favourite bass lines of his, Genetics, and I'm proud to say I can actually play it all the way through. You're supposed to watch Toby. Sort of like I always feel like you're supposed to watch Toby singing the song, but I always go towards to watch JJ throughout the whole song, watching him play the bass line. I film it sometimes. I'll put it on here. And I think up next is the Burt Bacharach cover, Walk On By. They released 75,000 free copies of this, with the black and white single in 1978, and it still got to number 21 in the charts. But for me, I'll be happy if they dropped it and put two different ones in there. I mean, I suppose it's more for the casuals than for the diehards. Well, after that one, you have Hanging Around, which everybody knows from Rattus Norvegicus. I forgot to get that CD, I think. So after Hanging Around, we're coming towards the end of the set list now, which I remember where it's Something Better Change, and White Stallion from Dark Matters. I prefer White Stallion more. Well, no, actually, I prefer Something Better Change more to White Stallion. Heard White Stallion quite a few times now, but White Stallion and Something Better Change. And then they always go into the first song from Black and White, Tank, Baz and Jim always knock together and have a good old jam on that one. And then after Tank, they play the B-side Mean to Me, which they used to play Go Buddy Go with. And they always finish it off with the classic No More Heroes. That was the review. I'll say, out of the three I've seen, I enjoyed the first night in Glasgow immensely. And then I enjoyed this one immensely. But this one, just getting more into the touring cycle of it all. My next time for seeing them will be in Scarborough, where they won't be headlining, they'll be supporting Sex Pistols, so that'll be entertaining. I'll watch Sex Pistols again. And that was this update, so my next um, my next one, my next two concerts are totally different than Stranglers. It'll be Metallica at the London Olympic Stadium, um, uh, and I'll be going to see that one. So I'll do a review for that next week. And for my next few updates, I'm sort of like thinking of getting just stuff from my collection. I'm thinking about doing Megadeth next, and getting some more of my rarer Stranglers singles up. Anyway, that was this update, and see you all for the next one.